What if I told you that ADHD isn't a limitation, but rather a unique brain wiring that can be harnessed for incredible potential? Sounds crazy, right? But stick with me because it's time we flip the narrative on ADHD and start seeing for what it really is asset, not a liability. Before we could dive into this new perspective, let's clear up a common misunderstanding what ADHD stands for. ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. It's classified as a disorder, not a disease. More specifically, it is a neurodevelopmental disorder that affects a certain part of the brain development and function, specifically in the areas of attention, impulse control, and activity levels. Here's the key distinction. A disorder like ADHD refers to a condition that leads to difficulties in functioning. People with ADHD experience challenges in focus, impulsivity, and hyperactivity. But it's not something that can be cured. On the other hand, a disease typically refers to something with a clear cause, like an infection or cancer that can be often treated or cured. ADHD doesn't fit that mold. It's not just the result of an infection or degenerative process. Instead, it involves differences in brain activity and structure. It's something many people learn to manage throughout their life. So while it can present challenges, ADHD isn't an illness. It's a condition that can actually offer some surprising strengths. Now, let's talk about how we view ADHD. When most people think of ADHD, they focus on struggles, difficulty in paying attention, trouble in school, or easily distracted. And sure, in environments like traditional classrooms, ADHD can feel like trying to fit in a square peg into a round hole. But here's the truth. What if the issue isn't the person with ADHD, but the environment itself? What if we flip the script and focus on creating spaces that celebrates creativity, adaptability, and out-of-box thinking? Suddenly, the very traits that are seen as disorder become strengths. Now, here's the part that doesn't get talked about enough. People with ADHD have incredible strength. Sure, we have all heard the stereotypes impulsive, disorganized, distracted, but let's shift the focus on the positive. People with ADHD are often highly creative, can achieve periods of intense hyperfocus, and have amazing problem solving skills. Think about Sir Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Group, has ADHD and credited for his entrepreneurial success. And another example, Mel Robbins, who's achieving great heights in a podcast, talking about different things, which is practically useful for human lives, living a happy life and going through their mental health and different topics for human health. And she has gone successful in our podcast. And she had openly spoken about ADHD, how she struggled and how she overcome the struggles. And these aren't isolated cases. Many successful people have harnessed ADHD as a strength rather than seeing it as a limitation. Let's take the example of Dan, a young guy who struggled in school because of ADHD. It was constantly labeled as disruptive or unfocused. But then he found his passion in coding. Dan discovered when he was working on something he loved, like coding, he could hyper-focus for hours, solving complex problems with ease. His ADHD wasn't a limitation, it was a superpower, allowing him to excel in ways that left his peers amazed. Dan's story isn't unique. It's a reminder that ADHD doesn't have to be a barrier. In fact, many individuals have learned to reframe their ADHD as strengths, pushing past the society's narrow expectations and thriving by embracing their unique abilities. So, what's the takeaway? ADHD isn't a disease that needs curing. It's a neurodevelopmental disorder classified under neurodiversity that can be challenging at times, sure, but it's also offers a unique strength. By recognizing these strengths and shifting how we approach ADHD, we can create an environment that celebrates creativity, innovation, and diversity. If you are someone with ADHD, I want to hear from you. Share your story in the comments below. How you have turned your challenges into superpowers. What strengths do you bring to the table that others might not? Let's build a community that celebrates our differences instead of trying to fit everyone into the same mold. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. You don't want to miss my next video where I dive into tips for harnessing your brain's full potential. I'll be exploring strategies that can help you unlock your hidden talents. Thanks for watching and staying until the end of this video. Remember, your brain is powerful. Let's unlock its full potential together. Until next video, stay curious, stay healthy. Signing off, Devi Sundar.